And we're live yet again, Republic of Football. What's up, lads?
On the boys. What's the crack? Good to be back again.
Good to be back.
Story.
They haven't shut us down yet, lads. We must be doing something right.
Can't. I told you that before. I can't. I won't. This is it now. I'll come back to my real job.
This is it. This is it, boys. This is us. This is the future now. So look, we're making our mark now. We can't be stopped. We're on a roll. This is it. Get used to us. Get used to see these faces. Going nowhere.
I don't think you'll ever get used to these faces now, but
especially over lockdown, boys. I want to continue this over lockdown as well.
Big shout out everybody in the chats. Remember, as always, the first thing you do, smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, subscribe.
Come on. What we're in it for?
Come on now. Come on. Big shout out to the lads. You can see there's a couple of people in the chats. Remember, send all your abuse into us. Our Twitter handle's down below. Follow the lads. You know, bit of banter. Send us abusive messages. Whatever you want to do. We like the interaction. It's all good. Keep blowing up the comment box. You know, let us know when you disagree with us. 9 times out of 10, you do disagree with us, but it's all good because again, bit of banter. We love it.
That's it. It's all rolling a bit of banter, lads. Come on.
Exactly. So yeah, look, lads. Tonight topic is going to be Europa League, Champions League. Although to be honest, Carl, you know, I would rather this was just focused on the real European competition, the elite competition of the sport, which we all know is Thursday.
Myself, Anto, I'll tell you, I agree. Thursday nights, the best nights to watch football.
Europa League, like, why would you want to watch football on a Wednesday?
The only reason you're saying that now, Anto, is because you're going to be stuck in the Europa League at the very best for the next 3 to 5 years. So I know that's the only reason you're saying that. Carl,
if we get back into the Europa League next season, I'll be a happy man because it's not looking good. To say
we can only get by the group stages. That's it. In the Champions League, can't even get by that.
They need to be put into the Europa League.
I'm already getting grief. Look, I decided tonight, right? I get so much grief wearing an Arsenal shirt, so I said I'd switch it up tonight wearing a Dublin shirt, and I'm already getting grief.
Dead right.
So look, So lads, look, let's get cracking away into this now. Like I can see a few more people joining. As I said, remember, lads, hit the like button and do throw your comments in. So look, I'm gonna throw the results from last night from the elite competition from Europe, which is the Europa League. I'm gonna bang it up on screen here, and we're gonna talk Europa League. So there's the results there from last night. So see, Ajax went through. Arsenal, the kings of Europe, are through. Molde, Napoli are out. Sorry, it's Granada that are through. The old days.
Yeah.
Bit of a shock.
That's it. Steven Gerrard's high-scoring Rangers are through. Shakhtar, Unai Emery's Villarreal, AC Milan, Roma, Young Boys, who I'm sure there's going to be plenty of banter about that name. Dynamo Kiev, Dynamo Zagreb, Slavia Prague, Man United, Olympiacos. I think that's it. I think that's it. Lads, first and foremost, any surprises there?
It's good standard for the B division of Europe now, I have to say.
Come on now.
I'm not really surprised that, Ajax beating league leaders Lille at the minute. You know what I mean? That's a good result. They both back-to-back fixtures, they won 2-1, so Ajax are still pulling through, I know.
Ajax have the experience in Europe, though. I know that you sold a lot of their players. They'll always be tough to beat in Europe. Ajax.
I was
there against Granada, but Napoli overall got knocked out.
I suppose the biggest shock was Leicester getting knocked out, lads.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know a whole pile about Slavia Prague, but I'm sure everyone from this side of the world anyway was thinking that Leicester cruised through that 2-0.
Yeah, well, do you know what as well? As an Arsenal fan, we have Leicester on Sunday, and in a way I was hoping Leicester were going to go through because maybe the focus then might not have been on the league game so much, and they might have, like us, they would have said, look, we have a Europa League game coming up again. Maybe in the league, won't go for it. And even if we got a draw with that, look, just as many points we can pick up between now and the end of the season, but they're out. So you know, they're up there in the league. I know they're not going to win it, but they're still fighting for, you know, Champions League football for next season.
I think so too.
I
think
think they're
judging with that lineup that was there held last night. Do you know what I mean? They're looking more at the Premier League. I think obviously the manager isn't there. He's going to pick the team and all, but it wasn't really strongest lineup from Leicester.
Yeah. And what about that man Kieran Tierney last night? What did I tell you?
Well, actually, was some game of football. Like I was like, do you know the mistake from Ceballos? I was like, what is he at? His cost is there.
Oh my God! I text Adam, right? We have a friend, Real Madrid fan, and I text him as that happened, and I said, "Take this lad back to Real as soon as possible, please. Just take him back now." Yeah. Do you know what? I'm sure we're going to get into it. We'll analyse kind of game by game. Well, not so much the results, but as we're looking at the upcoming fixtures, we'll talk a bit about each team and what they did last night or over the 2 legs. And yeah, just Arsenal, they tried their best to sabotage it for themselves at times. And yeah, look, we'll get into all that. But yeah, so look, lads. I think what we'll do is I'll throw up. The draw was done today. It was done at 12 o'clock today. So I have the draw here in front of me. I'm going to throw it up on screen here.
Lob it up to it.
So that's it there. We've Ajax against Young Boys. Dinamo Kiev against Villarreal. Roma against Shakhtar. Olympiacos against Arsenal. Zagreb against Spurs. United against AC Milan. Slavia Prague and Rangers. And Granada against Molde. So, Cole, any standout ties there for you?
Oh yeah, we've got the United one there against Milan. We've got Milan at home. To be honest, I would have rather Milan away because United at home haven't been convincing enough. Yeah. We really are. Home form and Old Trafford used to be such a dominant place, but no one's really scared of Old Trafford anymore. And look, it's a really big test for us. We could knock out one of the potential quarterfinal or semi-finalists at least. I was thinking Milan will probably progress to at least that stage of the competition, given they have Zlatan, a man who's 14 goals in the Serie A, but he's banging them in for them in Europe as well. I'm nervous for it. I'm not convinced we're 100% going to win it. I'm nearly up to 90%, but us being at home, it's close to call.
Yeah, it definitely for me. Obviously, look, Arsenal are still in it, so my focus is on Olympiacos, Arsenal. But if I had to pick a game, you know, if I had to sit down and watch a different game, that would definitely be the game I'd be interested in watching. Like as you said, look, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 39 years of age. He seems to be getting better. He's just getting better and better with age.
What's his recipe that he just doesn't get injured? Like he just maintains the top of the top year in, year out, no matter where he goes.
But not even that though. At United, he did suffer a fairly serious injury, and you know that was late.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't forget about that. Him and Bailly, or was it Rojo? Sorry, in the Europa League, in the competition, and double knee injuries.
Yeah, but like in fairness now, like whatever about an injury like that when you're in your 20s, like Zlatan was getting on at that stage as well, and he's still come back and still going and still performing and scoring goals. Like the man is just
class is permanent, boys. He is Zlatan at the end of the day. That's why he's one of the best players in the history of the game. Like,
and that's why he chose one of the best club in England.
And looking at that, you have to say Man United Milan is the standout tie of the fixtures there. Like,
yeah.
Just in relation to United's game last night against Real Sociedad, like I thought it was absolutely clueless from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 4-0 up against Real Sociedad. You have Chelsea at the weekend in the league, and you start Bruno Fernandes. Like, what's going on? Like,
I thought he'd be rested at least. I mean,
how do you not rest him? Like, he's by far your best player. Imagine he went out. Yeah. Imagine you're 4-0 up. Imagine he went out and gets injured, and he's out for the next 8-10 weeks or something like that against Real Sociedad. 4-0 up. Like, what kind of come on?
There's question marks over that 100%. Like, and you're thinking there's other players there that deserve minutes. Yeah. You know,
Van de Beek, how is he not starting that game? Like,
well, he's injured. He's out injured at the minute. It's him and Cavani that are muscle injuries at the minute. Right. So it's just like he He would have if he was obviously injury free. Definitely,
there's a start anyone. He just rest Bruno. Like you have to rest Bruno on that game, in my opinion. Like
he should have let Wood start that game last night.
Anyone, just you rest Bruno Fernandes.
Why did he bring?
Well, he was mad if you rest him. If you
brought on Rashford,
sub him off. He just wants to be the focal point. Game in, game out.
If like a player going mad, you want a player going mad if he gets subbed off because that means he wants to be on the pitch, which is a good sign for a player. But you're the manager at the end of the day. You have to think about the overall, what's best overall for your team for the whole season. And playing Bruno Fernandes last night in that game, Deadwood game, was a really bad decision long term for United. Like it was a dead rubber game.
He's look, we're yet to see an outcome of it. Like he played the game, but he didn't get injured.
Look, I know he scored as well. It wasn't worth the risk, is what I'm saying. Like,
I know, 100%. We understand with the big game on Sunday that if it's a risk or not. But it definitely. I actually thought
Man City coming up soon. Man City coming up soon as well. You've the last 16 of the Europa League coming up. You're after getting the hardest, probably the hardest draw you could have got in it. One of them anyway, other than the English sides, Arsenal or Tottenham.
Yeah,
I thought it was a reckless decision.
It was 100%. I agree with you. I didn't.
Look, I thought it was a bit mad myself, but look, at the same time, I know they were 4-0 up, but look, I guess you still have to respect Sociedad a little bit. You know, they're still a dangerous side. I think they've dropped off a little bit. I think they're fifth
in the league, in La Liga.
The 6 now. Like they're still dangerous, and like that, it could have been a different result. They got the penalty that they missed. I wasn't confident they were going to.
Still never fair. Not going through. You know what I mean? What you do there then is if let's say they do go down 2-0, if United do go down 2-0, then you bring on Bruno Fernandes. Yeah. Because you might be in a bit of trouble. But like that, it's probably never going to happen anyway. But you know what I mean? You don't start and you don't risk them.
We're gonna stir the pot a little bit here before we really get into this. Give us the predictions. Chelsea versus United.
It's as hard one to call up for Chelsea United in a good few years. Since Tuchel came in, we've only conceded 2 goals, and one of them was an own goal, Rudiger. He's after really shoring us up at the back, which we needed. Now we're not showing up
in possession as well. Like he's do dominate possession now under Tuchel.
I like obviously I'm a Chelsea supporter and I'm being a bit biased, but I fancy Chelsea to beat United.
I fancy where our away record is at the minute. We're unbeaten in the league, so that's a bit of confidence going on the road, especially Stamford Bridge. Tough place to go. New manager, team is really playing well under him. But I think if we got fired on all cylinders, and Cavani, he's question marks over is he going to start? Is he going to be out injured? But if Cavani, Rashford, and Bruno get going, it'll be a tough game. Or it could be easy and 0-0 as well because
all the big games. Well, when they're hyped up, they're always 0-0. It's just the way it goes.
It's always the way. Like Colin was saying, United are unbeaten away, and it's over a year, isn't it? Over a year.
Yeah, it's over a year. Like it's some stat, and like that's why I'm saying regarding to this fixture with the Milan fixture, like we go to Turin and beat Real Sociedad 4-0. We bring them back to our home turf and let them kind of dominate the first half. We kind of showed spells in the second half, and then Ollie said, "Look, it's time to give the young lads a run out," which is fair. Look, it was a 0-0 result, but I'm expecting goals at Old Trafford.
I'm a lot more confident about playing United now than I was 4 or 5 weeks ago. 100%. Like Tuchel's really after. I can't we're not leaking goals and all which is always a good thing. And I think if he starts Giroud up front, we might snake one.
Yeah, I can see. I think like a 1-1 draw,
something like that, maybe. Yeah.
I can't pick a winner. I really can't. And like off the back of a European game, teams are rarely 100% after. You don't often get a great performance right after a European game. It does take it out. And now look, United at Old Trafford though the other night, weren't they? So at least they didn't have to travel and that. But look, what we'll do is we'll move on and we'll take a look at each game, each individual game. So what I'm going to ask you for is we're going to start at the top, Ajax against Young Boys. Basically, what I want is give me a prediction on, give me a score for the first leg. There's no point predicting the second leg because there's so much that can happen between the first and second leg. So give me a prediction for the score for the first leg. But you can let me know who you think is going to qualify. And sure, look, give me a standout player. Give me a player that's going to change the tie for whichever team. So Squidge, start with yourself.
I'm going to go with 2-0 Ajax win.
2-0,
and
yeah.
I think that Ajax are going to qualify. Now I know young boys are flying it in their own domestic league. Ajax are top of the Dutch league. I just think that Ajax are going to have that little bit more European experience. You know what I mean? They've been on the bigger stage before, Champions League semi-finalists 2 years ago. I think Dusan Tadic is going to be the standout player for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how he was only let go. He was let go from Southampton for like 9 or 10 million.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. Which in this day and age, like 9 or 10 million, sure, I must be worth 9 or 10 million with the way the money does be thrown around these days.
Rich, you are absolutely irreplaceable. Like money cannot buy what you give us. Like
Squidge annuity.
Just Squidge annuity alone, I tell you.
But
I'd only trade you for a crate of Copperberg, and that's it.
That's it. Tadic has 10 goals, 10 assists in the Dutch league this year. He's only played two Europa League games, but he scored in one of them. Yeah. So I think he's one to watch in that game.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Colin?
Yeah, the young boys surprised me to bite Bayer Leverkusen. That first leg of that game was a cracker. Like finished up, I think 4-3 young boys. But like Ajax know this competition well. Like they've decent manager. I think players to watch be that either Tadic and David Neres.
Yeah.
He always looks stoned. But I think it'll be overall the first leg. I think young boys are very attacking, so it could be 2-1 to Ajax.
2-1, yeah. And who you reckon going through Ajax? Yeah.
Ajax.
Yeah. Look, I agree with both of you. I can't really look past Ajax, but yeah, look like you said, they're young boys. They did knock Leverkusen out, who with Arsenal are the tournament's top goal scorers of 24 goals. So it's not like they had an easy game. So it was probably a shock result. So I wouldn't put it past them doing it again. But I do think Ajax are going to have a bit too much. Ajax were playing Champions League football. Tadic, as I said, the captain. He's fairly instrumental, scoring a lot of goals. I just think Ajax are going to have too much. I'm going to go Ajax to qualify and 2-0 to Ajax in the first leg. So,
Copy me.
Hey, look, Squidge knows everything. So whatever Squidge says, I'm backing.
Hashtag Squidge knows.
Yeah. So everyone in the chats, you can let us know. Give us your match prediction. Young boys, let us know how you see that one going. Cole, Dynamo Kiev and Villarreal.
Yeah, Villarreal, under Unai Emery, a manager who you might as well call this the Unai Emery Cup. He knows how to win this competition. The only manager to win the competition 3 times in a row with Sevilla. Yeah, he's got his side going again. Dynamo Kiev, again, they don't really offer that much threat, I wouldn't say, to Villarreal. Because they have the home advantage, then I think that could pose a threat, though. I think they don't really play that kind of great football. It's not really enjoyable to watch. Yeah. But in terms of Villarreal, there's that striker, Paco Alçar. I think if he's one to watch for them, he'll bang in the goals. He'll get them further in the competition. I think they'll progress. And 2-0 on this result.
2-0, yeah. Nice one. Squidge?
I went for 1-0 just for the fact that Villarreal was away. I went 1-0 to Villarreal. I think Villarreal will go through comfortable enough once they get Dynamo Kiev at home. I think Kiev is it'd be a tough place to travel to. Are they even allowed into Kiev or into Ukraine? Are they?
I'm actually not sure.
I'm not too sure on the COVID regulations. And
that's I was wondering that today. I didn't look it up now. But I'm not even sure. But you can imagine traveling to Ukraine now. It'd be a tough old place to go to. Yeah. But I think Villarreal will have too much for them. They've Gerard Moreno up front as well. He's banging in the goals in the Spanish league, so he'd be my man to watch there.
Yeah, nice one. And again, look, I've copied you again. I was going 1-0 Villarreal. I think over the course of 2 legs, Villarreal go through. I think Unai Emery knows this competition inside out. Won it 3 times with Sevilla. He's like Carl said, this is the Unai Emery Cup, and Paco 5 goals in 4 Europa League games. So yeah, I think they'll have a bit too much about them. Okay, so we move on now. Roma against Shakhtar. Cathal, who are you calling in that one?
Oh, like, to be honest, Roma have been doing well in this competition. The fact I once watched Henrik Mkhitaryan, but the fact Roma, don't underestimate Shakhtar at all. Though they've done well in the Champions League, but they've just unfortunately slipped out. Like, for me, it's a really tough one to call. Like, the likes like Roma are home, but I don't fear the home advantage in this one because Shakhtar are decent enough side and to graft out. I think this could be a draw.
And who would you see going through?
Overall, I'm going with Roma because I think they have a better defense.
Okay, so you're gonna go. Are you gonna give us a score prediction or score draw?
No. Yeah, I'd say 0-0 in the home, and then Roma will clinch it away 1-0.
Sounds good. Switch.
I think Roma are going to have too much for Shakhtar, to tell you the truth. I think the Italian league this year, it's really after upping its game. You can see the likes of Inter Milan, AC Milan. You can see Juventus coming back to them, if you know what I mean. I think the Italian league's actually very strong. I think Roma will have too much. I'm going to say 3-1 Roma. I had Henry Mkhitaryan pinpointed as the main man as well. He's like 9 goals and 8 assists in 22 Serie A games, which is a good return. Arsenal player, you know all about him. I think Roma's going to have too much, 3-1. And they'll go through.
Yeah, I reckon Roma. I had Roma 2-1. Look, pinpointed Mkhitaryan, and obviously they got Edin Dzeko as well. But like that, I think I don't know. Again, I didn't actually look into it. I really should have, but I didn't.
No, like the way I say it is like the fact that like Dzeko, they have such an experienced striker in Dzeko as well, a man that can pull you a goal out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you're right, Squidge. The Italian league has actually stepped its game up. The recruitment they've done as well for the league, they've made a league a joy to watch again.
Yeah,
they're doing well in the league, but this is just kind of like in the European, like they've managed to easily cruise by Braga, both home and away. But for me, I just don't underestimate Shakhtar Donetsk. Like, they just find players across the global network, especially Brazilians. They can, and they're a selling club, but they just always seem to like build a team that's, it's hard to play against. Mm-hmm. It's a good attacking football, and we'll see about it. Yeah, what do you think, Anto?
Does anybody know? Can you travel out to play Shakhtar in Ukraine? We don't know, do we?
If anyone any of the boys in the comments there could be able to let us know that, because
if only we had assembled.
If only we had the assembled. Because I was saying this. Sorry, I was saying this about like the champion, like the English. It's the English team's fault, but it's not their fault. But it's teams can't travel into England.
But
teams can travel into England, so the English teams are getting their home legs at home. But then the English sides can't travel to where they're like. Because
I see you think it's a disadvantage and all because of the regulations in different countries.
It's a disadvantage.
Like it is, because Real Sociedad, they were going mental about the fact that they had to go to Tehran, and it's up to the Spanish league football association. Like, they have to be in line with the government, and the government are saying no. Like, so it is what it is. You think that those teams would have more fire in the belly to let's go and get the result now.
But like, England wouldn't be on their green list, if you get me, or let's say they can't actually travel there. Like, that's why Chelsea had to go to Romania, which meant that Atletico Madrid had to go to Romania. So like, Atletico Madrid had to play their home game in Romania, whereas we're going to have our home game at Stamford Bridge. A huge advantage, like.
Yeah, that's it. You don't have to travel.
It's like 2 away games for those teams.
Yeah. So.
No, it definitely makes a difference. Like, no jet lag in that. I know the Arsenal game, they were offered 2 venues, and they chose to play in Greece, but they were offered to play in Poland or Greece, but they chose the 4-hour trip to Greece. But instead, they just wanted a bit of sunbathing as well. So, right, next one up, Olympiacos against Arsenal. Arsenal going to play at home again in Athens. Yeah, it's basically becoming our home ground now at this stage. Squidge, what you reckon in this
Well,
one?
I want to let you take this one, Anton. They're your
Oh,
side.
yeah. This is your team.
Why do you leave these ones for me? Like, no, look, I'll be honest, yeah, when I was looking at the draw, obviously my preference was Molde because we played them in the groups and they're pretty poor, let's be fair. But at the same time, as good as it is to get a handy draw and you sort of know you're going to go through, it kind of kills the tie as well. It kills the buzz. So you do want a little bit of competition. Now, Olympiacos, right, I'm going to say I fancy Arsenal to go through. You know, they are the team that knocked us out last season. The stage we played at last night is actually when Olympiacos knocked us out last season. So we do have a good record at their ground. We played at their ground last night in Athens and we won. We beat Benfica. And over the course of the 2 legs when we played Olympiacos last season, we beat them in the home leg in Athens. Now, we actually lost and got knocked out at the Emirates. So at least this time we won't have the Emirates to play at. I fancy us to get revenge. And I'm a bit more confident of playing now that Aubameyang is starting to show little signs of form. And as well as that, Olympiacos have Socrates playing centre half for them as well. And I know as an Arsenal fan, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's pretty slow. And I fancy Aubameyang and Saka and that to have too much. So I'm going 2-0 Arsenal from the first leg. Arsenal to qualify. And I think Aubameyang is going to be the main man that night.
He was almost the main man the last time.
Yeah.
It was a cracker of a goal he scored, but it wasn't enough. I think Arsenal on this one as well, because the Olympiacos, they sold the likes of Daniel Podence to Wolves, like a key player for them. The recruitment hasn't really been that great overall. Arsenal, different side again. Like Arteta has, got in the likes of Ceballos, Odegaard. He's now found Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka. So he has new dynamics for the Arsenal team to play against Olympiacos. He'll be familiar territory. One that I'd say he be nearly eager himself. I'd say Arsenal fans are like, were you surprised at that, or were you like, right, this is grand now, let's get revenge, let's get back at them?
Yeah, look, obviously when you come up against a side that has so recently knocked you out, you've still got that little kind of well, I can't write them off because I'll be honest, I wrote them off the last time. I thought like Arsenal would have enough about them, but we didn't, and they did put us out. And even at that, and remember, Cahill, we actually went and watched that game together. Remember, we finished work and we actually went and watched that game. And do you remember Aubameyang scoring that goal at the end, the overhead kick? And I thought, happy days.
Lad, the points were being spilled. There was a ring. There was a round of drinks been bought for everyone. The excitement was unreal.
Yeah, I was passing my card around the bar. Go on, lads! Arsenal qualified. Have a field day.
Have a few Black Russians.
But Aubameyang missed an absolute sitter at the end, and then typical Arsenal. We fell asleep. We paid for it, and we went out. Now look, Aubameyang, he owes us. He owes us now for that. I know he kept us in the tie with his goal, but he should have had that wrapped up for us. So, no, that's why I fancy Aubameyang. He's going to make it right this time. And just to go off previous kind of form, the last time Aubameyang played against Benfica was for Dortmund. In the first leg, he had an absolute shocker for Dortmund. It was a 1-goal game, and he missed about a hat-trick of chances. In the second leg, Dortmund won 4-1. And he went and scored a hat-trick in that game. So, like last night, he had a stinker in the first leg, and then he scored 2 last night. He actually scored 3, but was disallowed for VAR, so for offside. So, hopefully history repeat itself again for Aubameyang. He was poor against Olympiacos last time at times. So hopefully,
he missed absolute sitters. Could have a hat-trick, but no.
Yeah, big
my predictions for this, ones to watch, will be Bukayo Saka. I just think he's their best player by far. He's very, very, he's consistent. He's just, again, he's just gonna get better. Predictions for this: 2-1 to Arsenal. He's leak goals. He's haven't convinced me in that defensive part yet. On the home record as well, I reckon he's will win 2-0 at home. So overall, 3-1, and Arsenal go through.
Yeah, I think Arsenal go through as well. The way I was kind of looking at this is kind of there's a good chance Arsenal isn't going to qualify for Europe next year unless they win this tournament. So I think Arteta is going to be going all out to win this. I think you're going to be way too strong for Olympiacos. I pinpointed Saka as the main man as well. It's hard to believe he's only 18 years of age. He's frightening already. I think it's going to be 2-0 to Arsenal. Aubameyang will probably score the 2 goals, but Saka will get man of the match.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been vital. But you know what? Like we said earlier, Kieran Tierney, I thought made a major difference last night, and not just the fact that he got that equaliser for us, but just think when he's on the pitch, we just look a different team altogether, and he's still not fully fit. So, it's good to see, right? Zagreb,
he's nearly as good as Ben Chilwell, so he's nearly.
He's getting there, yeah. Right, Squidge, what do you reckon? Zagreb and Spurs?
Spurs are going to be too strong. Jose Mourinho, it's like I said a minute ago, Arsenal, Jose will definitely this will be his main objective this season.
Yeah.
To win this trophy. Definitely. I know he's in the League Cup final, the Carabao Cup final with Spurs already. Obviously he'll want to win that, but this will be the one he really wants.
Yeah.
And excuse me. I think they're going to have too much room. Harry Kane, 6 goals in 6 Europa League games. He's the main man in nearly every game you watch him in.
Yeah.
But I think when they're playing against the likes of Dynamo Zagreb, I think he could have a field day.
Yeah.
I said 3-0 Spurs, and Spurs to go through overall. Harry Kane to be the main man.
Carl, agree? Disagree?
I kind of disagree to a certain extent. In terms of Mourinho wanting this cup for Tottenham, 100%. This is the biggest one. Regardless league position and whatnot, because the way they are in the league, it's unpredictable. It's hard to know will they get any European football next year. But Dynamo Zagreb, I mean, I think this is a one you don't underrate Dynamo Zagreb. They're unbeaten in this competition. These sides, like you look on paper, I think Tottenham look too strong for them because Lucas Moura gets starting in this competition, and he has 5 goals. The same with Son. Son and Harry Kane's goal contributions is just unreal. Like, they're going to break records if they continue this way. They're saving Tottenham. But I reckon this fixture will be a 0-0. And I don't know. Like, I think Tottenham at home they'll put maybe a 1-0 home win and a 0-0 draw. That for this game. So overall, Tottenham will go through, but they won't find it as easy as you think.
I think Mourinho, as much as I don't like him now, Mourinho in European competition and over 2 legs is a different animal. I'm telling you, he's always done it throughout his career.
For us, Fudge.
Do you know what I mean? Throughout his career, he's proven, and Tottenham's going to go far. Telling you now.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. I was thinking 3-0 Spurs. I think Spurs will go through. Mourinho, European pedigree. He's gonna want this. He definitely is gonna want a European trophy. Look, I think Harry Kane scores the goals, but I think Son is absolutely instrumental to Harry Kane scoring. So I pinpointed Son as the danger man. I think it's a favourable tie for Tottenham. Look, everybody in the chats. Let us know. Do you agree with these predictions? Very quiet tonight. Usually we're being told that we're wrong.
Usually we're right.
Actually agree.
To be looking back on these predictions now and be like, God, I should have listened.
Another little off the topic point here, but we're talking about Tottenham. But I was talking to my friends there the other day, and I was like, why does Eric Dyer take the free kicks for Spurs? Does any know?
Oh, yeah.
He takes the close range free kicks, the scoreable free kicks, let's say, the dangerous free kicks. Yeah. He takes them for Spurs. He's been taking them nearly all season now. I know, he scored, one of the boys said to me, he scored for England from a free kick in the World Cup in 2018.
It's just like David Luiz, scored that one free kick in God knows how many years. You're right, it's these players should be the likes of Son, the likes of Moura. Even the likes of Kane can get you a free kick. Those players should be the ones demanding that football the minute a free kick's won. Like
I
Eric Dyer
don't understand. I don't understand how Dyer's on the pitch in the first place. I don't rate him whatsoever.
Exactly.
But in the fact he's stepping up to take your free kicks, like
even today's press conference for the weekend, like it was Jose Mourinho was asked, had you bust up with Eric Dyer because there's question marks over his confidence. You know, Mourinho likes to slay players publicly and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's the only one. If you watch that All or Nothing muck, it's like he loves Eric Dyer because
he's his love child. He must be his love child, I'd say.
Oh, it's just making. Yeah.
How he's even getting paid, is beyond me. I swear to God, he's the worst. He's buying a living. Absolutely buying a living. Right, go on. That's my little rant over for today.
Hey, we enjoy a Tottenham-based rant on this channel. We do not mind at all. Right, this is the big one here for you, Carl. United against AC Milan. What do you reckon this one?
Yeah, look, as a United fan, I'll not be as biased as possible, but I'm just saying, like as I mentioned earlier, it's the home one now. So if we can keep a clean sheet at home. Well, like we've tried out Lindelof and Eric Bailly together last night. It looked decent enough, but I kind of noticed that Lindelof and Maguire, they're kind of the same kind of centre half. They're both kind of slow as well, but Lindelof has more pace than Maguire. If Maguire's playing alongside Bailly, I think we will have a decent night to try and man mark Zlatan, to try and keep him quiet. But the likes of Rebic on the left, very attacking. You can try and keep Wan-Bissaka in his pocket, but that'll be hard to do. I'm looking forward to this fixture. I really am. I'm delighted we got one of the top lads, because if you're not one of them top lads, top clubs early, then you can have gained confidence going forward. Rashford or Bruno? I think Bruno Fernandes is definitely one to watch. He's 2 games played, 2 goals against the same team side, Real Sociedad. I think if United do domestically well up until this fixture, we'll see how it goes. We have a tough run of fixtures in the league coming up. But overall, a 2-1 home win for United and a 2-0 away win at Milan.
Oh, he's going predictions for both games. Brave man. Yeah.
I went with I think United will win it. As much as I hate saying it, I think United will beat them. I think Bruno Fernandes will score the 2 goals. I'm going to say 2-1 as well. And I think Bruno Fernandes has scored the 2 goals. One of them will be a penalty. And I think Zlatan will pop up in about the 80th minute to get that away goal to kind of, take some of the limelight.
Things interesting in the second leg. Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, the one to watch. Zlatan Ibrahimovic to pop up with a goal. United to win 2-1.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm happy, obviously, as a supporter of a team already in the competition.
So we know we can relate somehow.
Yeah, I'm happy that my side avoided both of these teams, and I'm very, very happy that both of these teams got each other.
Take one of them out.
Yeah, 100%. At least we know. Do you know what? I'm delighted for a few senses. I know we will get to Granada against Molde. I thought they were the 2 worst teams left in it. And I'm actually happy that they drew each other, because it means one of them is going to be left in the next round. So somebody is potentially going to get a really, really nice tie there for, I think, what's the quarterfinals then, isn't it?
Probably be United.
Yeah, probably United. Yeah, but I have the first game to be a 1-1 draw. I do have United to find a way to get past Milan, and I have Bruno Fernandes being the key man. Look, I don't think there's going to be a lot in it. I think it might come down to, like, it could be a penalty or a free kick or something like that.
It's going to be something like that. As I said earlier, the Italian leagues after getting a lot stronger this year. If this is the Milan of 3 or 4 years ago, United, I'd be fairly confident United go through comfortable enough. But the fact that Milan, other than the Inter Milan beating them there last weekend, they were top of the league. Yeah. So, it's going to be. It's going to
dip off. Like, it's slowly dip off. I mean, it's a great start to the competition as well. So, they're my predictions, boys, but very, very reasonable.
Yeah, that's it. Right, that brings us to Slavia Prague and Rangers. And do you know what? This one I was surprised by. I was very surprised by Slavia Prague, because I couldn't see them finding a way past Leicester. I was surprised the first game was 0-0, but then to put Leicester out last night 2-0, I was actually shocked. Going into this though, I think Rangers, are going to score goals. They just can't stop the goals going in the other end. So I think the first game, I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, but I think Morelos is probably going to make the difference in the second leg, and Rangers will go through. But the second game could be a 4-3 the way Rangers are going.
Yeah. I have Rangers to go through, and I picked Morelos out as well.
Yeah.
He just scores goals. He's a bit of a tug on the pitch, let's say, but you wouldn't mind that as long as he's putting them in the back of the net, I suppose, if you were supporting him.
Yeah.
If there's going to be goals in it, that's all I'm sure of really with this one. It's a hard one to call because if Slavia Prague hadn't have bet Leicester, I wouldn't have known a whole pile about them.
Me too, Scooch.
That's other than the fact that
I think
Leicester,
Slavia Prague, are they the teams that Sojcek and Kufal? Is that the team? That they
I think so. Yeah.
So I mean, send those two players. They look quality.
Yeah, they're top of the Czech league by 12 points. That's so.
If they play good football. If they're hard to break down, they're not a bad track going forward. Rangers, on the other hand, the highest goal scoring team in Europe. They're on fire. The Morelos again is one of the ones to watch. But Ryan Kent, Ryan Kent literally saved them against Antwerp. Come on off the bench. Got a vital goal, tidy goal in the top corner. For me, I picked Rangers to go through in this one. They leak goals as well, Rangers. So it's Slavia Prague, Rangers. If you're 2-1 Rangers in this one, and Rangers at Ibrox, 2-0 again.
Right, I think there'll be a sending off in it as well. That's my other gloopy pick of the fixture. There'll be a sending off one way or another. I don't know to who, but there'll be a sending off.
It'll be Morelos. What he'll do is
he'll score,
and then he'll headbutt somebody.
Yeah.
He'll literally have some of his boots imprinted in someone's face.
Yeah. Right, so that brings us on. Squidge, you gave the prediction there, didn't you? Sorry, I spaced out for a second.
I did. I get my prediction. I said, Rangers 2-1 in this tie. Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement with. Well, actually, we've agreed on everybody so far going through. There hasn't been anyone, has there?
No, I don't think so.
It's all far too civil. I have a feeling when we get to the Champions League, it's not going to be the same. I have a feeling. Right, last game, Granada against Molde. Right, quickly, like I said, for me, this was the tie.
This one's the most boring fixture of them all.
It'll probably be the one. It'll probably be a.
Could be the one. Yeah, it could be the one that's most exciting.
I call it this first game a 0-0 draw, and I think someone's probably going to win it, maybe 1-0. I'm going to go Molde, and I'm sure they go Molde because I got to see them play against Arsenal. And I'm just going to go. I'm going to go. The standout player is going to be Ikram, the former United trainee. Again, he looks decent. You can tell he has a little bit of ability, which is obviously why he was on the books at United. I could see against Arsenal that he's not a world beater, but he's decent. He has a bit of talent. I reckon Molde will sneak it.
Yeah,
I went to Granada 2-1.
100%.
Finally, we disagree on something, but I went with Granada 2-1 just for the simple fact is Granada are they're 9th in the Spanish league, and Molde are 7th in the Norwegian league. The Spanish league would be a lot better standard than the Norwegian league would be normally.
Definitely.
So I went with Granada just simply by that. I wouldn't know a whole pile about either team.
I haven't really been watching either teams there.
Yeah, that's the only reason. That's the only reason I picked.
Or a 0-0 draw for me, and Molde will go through at home, and they'll go through 3-1.
3-1.
No,
yeah.
Granada will go through, boys. I'm telling you, Granada will go through.
So that's actually the first game we've disagreed on. But yeah, look, 100%. Do you know what? I think that's the tie everybody wants next round. I think.
I do want to face those clubs. I would as well. Facing Milan now, it's.
You have to look. You have to look at both them clubs, lads. I wouldn't say either of them are too confident to get to this stage either. So they're kind of playing for there's nothing to lose at this stage either. So if they get over this leg, which either of them could, because it's going to be a close tie, they could be, the spirits could be up for whoever to get in the next one. And
the Granada are after knocking out Napoli as well. So
they could be looking to get a big.
Arsenal had them beating Liverpool there not so long ago at Anfield in Champions League football. But look, that Napoli's gone. They're falling flat.
If I was playing for either Molde or Granada, I'd want your Man Uniteds or your Arsenals or your base. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's a few statistics here for the viewers. So Leverkusen surprisingly got knocked out by Young Boys, and they've managed to score 24 goals. Like Arsenal follow behind, tied with 24 goals. You have Tottenham with 23, Rangers with 22, Benfica with 21. So out of those clubs, it's Arsenal, Tottenham, and Rangers.
Rangers left, yeah.
Left. This year's Europa League hasn't been the most exciting one. It never really is because it's always called the Mickey Mouse competition. But I have to say, when I've been keeping an eye on them, there's been goals galore. Both teams to score. I'm telling you, that's kind of the safest things to go for if you're betting.
And there's always goals in the Europa League. Most years you do get
Mickey Mouse competition, Carl. This is Europe's elite competition, right?
This is the one that will literally build this United squad going forward.
This is Europe's elite competition, and don't get confused with that other Mickey Mouse Cup. What's it called? The Champions something or other.
Can we actually get on? Can we get on to the big teams soon, boys? The teams that matter now, the teams that everyone wants to actually talk about.
No, Mikey, I'm absolutely milking the Europa League here. Come on, this is the premier competition. This is the one you want. Look at that.
I love just for the sake of the channel. I'd love if it was for the sake of this channel. I'd love if it was Arsenal United in the final. We'd have a good chat then.
It'd be a very good chat about that. It'd be a few beers and it'd be definitely.
I'd be the ref.
Could you imagine? Yeah. So there, look, that's the player stats. But yeah, look, it kind of tells you everything you need to know about the competition when you're looking at the players that are up there. And a lot of them players are only playing, in the early stages. They wouldn't even feature later on. The likes of Joe Willock there is 4 assists for Arsenal now. He's loaned out to Newcastle. You've Carlos Vinicius for Spurs, who we know isn't going to be starting unless there's an injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It sort of does tell you everything you really need to know about how elite this competition actually is. But but look, just quickly, just for anyone who is interested, I will just throw up. That's the details. So the first legs of the quarterfinal will be the 8th of April. The second leg is the 15th, and the semi-final is the 29th of April. Second leg 6th of May, and the final is going to be in Poland, 2016. So call it.
Either United or Arsenal. I think that'd be such an entertaining final, two English clubs.
Oh, could you imagine?
If at the Arsenal can come away at the Athens stuff, can they beat Olympiacos?
Are we giving our predictions for the Europa League, lads?
Yeah, go on. Let us know. Who do you think? Go on, Squid. You go first. Who do you think? And I'm throwing this out there to people that are watching in the comments. Let us know who do you think is going to go on all the way and win the contest.
You'd be lying to know I went with an English club, and I went with Spurs. I went with Spurs. I think if Harry Kane stays fit, Jose Mourinho will be good for this. He has the pedigree, as we were talking about, in Europe. As I said, he's a different animal over 2 legs. I think he'd be really, really fit because he's going to leave Spurs next year, I think, no matter what he does. So he'll want to get that trophy, the European trophy, under the belt. Yeah. I think Spurs. I think they'll go all the way.
You have somebody there agreeing with you. Jamie, Spurs will win it.
Come on, Jamie.
Matthew, Man United will win it. What do you reckon, Carl?
Look, again, I don't know if Ollie will take us there. He's always kind of got us to the semi-final of things and it's not gotten us to the final. We always lose when it matters. Rangers is the dark horse in this competition for me. Because they have their league wrapped up and they'll only start thinking about this competition to see how far they can get in it. If United manage to lock out Milan, I think it could be between United, Tottenham, Rangers or Arsenal. So it's those 4 teams that I'm thinking. And overall, I think United will win. I think we have the strength and depth to win it. I think this will be the first major competition to get these group of players at United going again, to possibly win Premier League titles from it.
I hope not.
Interesting prediction.
You could be right.
Yeah, look, I don't want to say Spurs. I don't want to say United, and I don't think Arsenal are going to do it. Was not impressed by Arsenal over the course of 2 legs against Benfica. And look, Benfica on paper and Benfica on the pitch, 2 different things altogether. They're not the Benfica of years ago. They were actually quite poor, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, like the thing about it, Arsenal nearly made mincemeat of it there yesterday. It's just for that young lad, Saka. I'm telling you, that's it. Arsenal Ceballos, ship him back to Madrid. Put his loan deal short. But who do you think Arsenal will go through, Anthony?
I think Arsenal. I think will go through. I can't see us winning the competition. I'm gonna go an outsider. I'm gonna go with Ajax. I'm just gonna go with Ajax because I think everyone expects an English club to win it. I think if AC Milan get through United, I think they have a huge shout to win it. But yeah, you know what? I fancy Ajax. Ajax might sneak through. I could see it there being an English tie in the next round, and just say, look, it could be United Spurs, for example, the next round. And, one of them is going out then, and you probably get AC Milan and Arsenal, and that'll be one of them gone out. I just have a feeling Ajax will sneak their way through to the final.
I have an awful feeling you think Spurs will win, but you just don't want to say it.
No, I actually don't. I don't think Spurs.
There's a bit of squidgenuity in there now. He's predicting he's unlocked in that Dublin mindset.
I'm starting to get the flu just thinking about Mourinho winning a competition with Spurs. He's giving me COVID here. He has just thinking about that. So no, we have to move on, lads. I can't think about this Europa League anymore. All right, it's time. It's time.
We will come back to this video though when it's all said and done. See what the story is.
Right, so we're moving on to the smaller of the 2 European competitions, which is the Champions League, the Wednesday night football, the night that everybody schedules AstroTurf for because it's not really of any interest, yourself. So these were the results from Wednesday gone. This was the first leg.
You zoomed in up a little.
I will.
Just looking at these results, it's a few shock results, I must say. But at the same time, like especially that Chelsea one, I honestly didn't think Chelsea would have it in them to beat.
I was asked on their Twitter page who I thought would win the Champions League, and I said Atletico Madrid before this tie. I thought Atletico Madrid were actually going to win it, and now Chelsea were good chance of knocking them out.
Yeah,
delighted. I was delighted with the performance as well. I swear to God.
I'd say you're over the moon, and it's like I was watching the game. Yeah, he's a controlled possession. He didn't look like he was going to. The opening kind of few minutes of the game is a bit nervy for you, but overall solid performance, commanding, and a bit of flair from Giroud. Like Giroud again under Lampard was not even looked at. Tammy Abraham was the man. Tuchel's coming in. Professionalism of Giroud. He's taking it well, whether he's not starting in the league. Yeah, look, it's these second legs. It's the most important legs.
It's good a chance we could have hoped for. Like we needed to bring an away goal home with us to have any chance. That's what I think.
Yeah. Look, there's some serious teams left on that. Like this is the competition that, like, literally, you could pick any one of those teams.
This is why I love the Champions League. It's the unpredictability of it. It's just one of those things that you find players that like pop up for clubs that you never even thought of before. The scouting network across these leagues. I don't know, like the shock result there, Porto and Juventus. That game on paper, Juventus with the likes of Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? You think that Ronaldo was signed purposely for winning the Champions League, bring the Champions League back to Juventus because Ronaldo is Mr. Champions League. Not surprised there with the Bayern. I think, from honest to God, Bayern Munich are just the most so efficient club. The recruitment policies, unbelievable.
They're always going to be thereabouts.
They're always up there.
That's some stat Matthews after saying there in the comments, lads. Simone
Yeah.
has never been knocked out by or in the Champions League unless Ronaldo has played for the other team. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Shout out to Matthew O'Malley in that one. Diego Simeone is one of those managers where, like, okay, he's happy to let teams dominate possession. He's happy to let teams come on to
Brilliant
the ball.
manager.
For Atletico Madrid to miss Kieran Trippier.
He's the highest paid manager in the world, I think.
Yeah, you're right. He is. Staggering wage. But I think the pinpoint in that game, the Atletico and Chelsea game, is it's the right hand flank. Llorente is asked to fill in with position for Kieran Trippier. You know, he's can exploit that there in the return fixture. Just keep exploiting that wing.
Tuchel using Hudson-Odoi as a right wing back as well, and he's playing some serious stuff, lads.
Well, lads, this is the upcoming fixture here. So look, we do same again. Well, look, this is the second leg. So look, give us a score prediction. Give us your player that's going to make the difference and who's going through. Paul, do you want to kick it off? Juve Porto.
Juve Porto. I was saying to the lads there, like, very surprised that Porto managed to beat Juventus. And the thing about it is, Ronaldo's just one of these players where he's signed for Juventus that he'll turn this fixture around. For me, Juventus will go through. They've done it before. They're in this kind of territory. Again, Porto will be kind of like a dark horse in this competition, but they don't have the quality. Juventus turn things around and win 3-0.
Yeah, I think Juve will turn it around as well, as you said. Like, Ronaldo I can't see Cristiano Ronaldo being put out of the tournament by Porto. Do you know what I mean? I know it's Juventus are talking about here, but Ronaldo just won't let it happen. He's definitely the pin or the lad you pinpoint as the player to watch because he's the best player. He's the best player in the world. Juve to win 2-0. Ronaldo to get to 2 of them. One from a penalty.
Ronaldo to get a brace.
Yeah, look, there's a few comments there about Juve. They definitely were off form the other night. Ronaldo.
It was just so like the 2 goals, the defending, very very basic stuff.
That won't happen again though.
I know. The likes of Chiellini coming off injured for them as well. Like, so they need to bounce back. Do you think Pirlo will do it though? Do you think Pirlo has the capabilities?
Yeah, look, I think they're
going all the way. I think they beat Porto.
Yeah, they should be Porto. They should. Look, they made a mistake within the first minute of that game, and that kind of set the tone. I think they'll go out complete different mentality from the start. I think they'll be a bit more switched on. They should have enough about them to get through Porto. They should.
Yeah.
Look, they have the away goal as well, so that definitely helps. So yeah, look, I think 2-0 Juve go through.
Copy me again, Anton.
Yeah, look, Squidge. When
the boys are in there, there's noise or stuff.
We're in sync.
Try that now. Well, yeah, look, Ronaldo's the man that shows up when you need him most. So look, yeah, I go with Ronaldo to be the difference maker. Right, Dortmund and Sevilla. That should be another cracker.
What did I go for this one? Dortmund and Sevilla. I went Dortmund to go through with a 3-1 scoreline, and I think Erling Haaland is obviously the man to watch out for here. The young lad is a beast of a man. It's ridiculous the stats he's putting up. Chelsea are actually in line to, well, we're not in line to sign him, but their headlines are starting to get bigger and bigger. Dortmund financially, they're going through a bit of a rough patch, which is why they might have to win it this year, or else they might win it for a while. I think Dortmund will have too much for Sevilla. Not saying that Sevilla is a bad team, but I just think Dortmund will have too much for them. I think 3-1 Dortmund, and they'll go through them.
Yeah, what you reckon there, Carl?
Yeah, to be honest with you, the first leg I thought Sevilla would beat Dortmund because considering like the manager situation at the club, the players don't really know who's going to manage them. But again, as I said, Erling Haaland, he's just popped up. He's scoring almost a goal every game for them. Sevilla now, they just left it. I think they've left it too much to actually try and beat again. As in, they have a major like Diego Carlos up against Haaland. Haaland had him in his pocket. So for me, Haaland is if the man mark Haaland out of the game, Dortmund with Sancho and the left back Guerrero, they won't win. They won't win comfortably, but I think they'll get away with it. 2-1 win for Dortmund.
Yeah, Haaland has 8 goals in 5 Champions League games this year, which is you're talking about. He's the next Ronaldo or Messi.
I want them. I just don't care how much you pay. Just pay any amount for him.
He's going to Chelsea. I tell you, he's going to Chelsea.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea.
I start crying. I do be checking the transfer news every day on the phone, and
he's definitely going to come to the Premier League. Mino Raiola, his agent, and what he's been saying. Like I don't know, we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, he said there's only 10 people.
Has he got released at 75 million or something, which is peanuts for a player like that?
No, but that doesn't come into play until summer 2022. So what Chelsea are going to try to do, they're going to try pay the 100 million for him or whatever now, and hopefully sneak in before the boys wait for I think it's 65 million pound is his contract or his release clause. But that doesn't come into play until 2022.
He'll be paying high wages for his agent anyway, 100%.
I give him everything. Give him everything.
Yeah,
I reckon United and Chelsea are the teams being mentioned. I reckon Pep Guardiola sneaks in and signs him because City played nearly all season without a striker, and I reckon he'll go for him.
They're definitely the team I fear most getting them. If Chelsea don't get him in the league,
me too. I'm sure his father played for them, City. So
his father played for them.
Following his father's footsteps and joined them.
He knows City are going to be, and this is no disrespect to United, but he knows City are going to be challenging for the leagues now, as in the minute he signs.
No disrespect to Chelsea.
No, he won't. No, but he won't. Like Chelsea. No. I know that. But that was a good.
Nice one. Right. PSG and
Barcelona. Man City if he doesn't go to Chelsea.
PSG and Barcelona. I don't want to forget the year, but I know it's not too long ago. Do you remember that famous comeback? But
yeah,
the best ever game of Champions League. Like,
what was your man's name? Mounier. Was it Mounier scored the winning goal?
No. It was Roberto for Barcelona to overturn that fixture.
Roberto Mounier, though. Is that a nice name?
Sergio Roberto.
Thomas Mounier is the
Mounier.
The Belgian.
He doesn't play. No, I know.
He played for PSG. He did. He plays with Dortmund.
Oh no, I was talking about your man who scored the young lad who scored the winning goal for Barcelona to actually get them through.
Yeah, Roberto.
Yeah, was that his name?
Yeah,
Roberto.
Right
yeah.
Oh yeah, sound.
Neymar played out of his that's why Neymar played unbelievable that game, just the man of the match. But for him to join PSG again, raise question marks about signing. But on this, we're talking about this game. We're talking about PSG truly showing why they're dominant they're going to try and get a Champions League trophy once in a row because they always sack their managers or part way with their managers if they don't win it. Barca, Ronald Koeman's not going to be the man to get that club back to where it is. Messi's contract situation. So a lot of stuff around Messi has just really come into an effect with the rest of the team's mentality. Selling Suarez was such a silly mistake. Look, if we're talking about football and this, PSG will outshine them again. I truly recommend it's going to be another 4-0 thrashing. I honestly do. I just think PSG and Mbappe just will light up. So it'll be 8-1 that'll finish. I don't think Barcelona will score.
I put down 3-0 PSG. I think you actually, the point I was going to make is Ronald Koeman. I don't know how is he the manager of Barcelona? Yeah. He did an average job at Southampton.
Yeah.
He did an average job at Everton.
I mean, he had the buying power at Everton as well. He brought in the likes of Gylfi Sigurdsson and all those guys. You know what I mean?
I don't understand it. I can't see Barcelona pulling off another one of them comebacks. They don't have the players now.
I think Koeman got that job because everybody else knew Barca were in financial trouble and they wouldn't have money to spend. So, kind of like the Arteta at Arsenal situation, you weren't going to get a top level coach coming in knowing that there's a rebuild with no money to do it. You know,
it's mad. It's mad. We're talking about Barcelona and not having the money, and and this like how do Barcelona so stuck for money? Like they're the biggest.
Signing a Coutinho and players like that.
Yeah.
I know. Like,
if you look at the transfers they've made over the last 10 years, they've literally like £1 billion in wasted transfers.
Exactly. I know how it is, but I'm just wondering how to let it happen. You know, that kind of way. Like how Barcelona, like you're thinking biggest club in the world.
They're class of Barcelona, like the minute a player will always want to go to them the minute they knew they were interested. What's your predictions in this, Anthony?
Yeah, look, PSG, regardless of whatever score it is, I think PSG are going through. But look, yeah, I think they'll beat them comfortably enough. I'm going to go 2-0. I don't think they'll absolutely maul them. I think 2-0. Look, they're going through again.
Do we think will PSG backline keep Barcelona scoreless? Will Messi pop up one maybe?
Yeah, or a penalty. Like
Yeah,
I had 3-0.
I don't think it's going to be an overly exciting game because I don't think Barca. I think Barca probably will show up accepting that they're not going through. Do you know what I mean? And I think PSG will sense that. And again, to use another Arsenal reference, I think it's going to be like Man City Arsenal all over again, where one team stays in first gear, knowing that the other team is not.
Yeah.
And it's mad to say you don't think Barca are going to be a threat, but I just don't think. I don't think the heads are going to be in it.
No, they're not the team to war whatsoever. The fear factor is leaving. It's not there with them anymore.
Yeah, definitely
right. The players' wages are way too high. What's this Liverpool and Leipzig game? Jordan Henderson got groin surgery there, so again another key player gone out for Liverpool. Leipzig playing a high line against them. It didn't work out for them. I don't know why they kind of opted for that against the likes of Salah and Mane, who can run in behind. For me, it's a tough one. I think Liverpool, they'll have fires in their belly, like for this fixture, especially for the Champions League. I can see a draw, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So can I. I have it down as a 1-1 draw. I think the 2 Liverpool goals against them in the first leg, they were awful lucky to get them. I think it was 2 Leipzig mistakes, was it? The first one definitely was a Leipzig mistake. I'm really sure the second one was as well.
Oh, was
but, I don't think 2-0 definitely wasn't a fair result from the first side. It was just Liverpool capitalised on Leipzig's mistakes. I think Liverpool kind of played safe. Like obviously their centre back situation is dire at the minute. I think 1-1. That's what I think.
Well, yeah. I only realised we're forgetting to pick the player of the tie, but sure, look, it doesn't matter. We'll just go with the predictions anyway. Yeah, look, Liverpool. Yeah, I reckon they'll go through despite the poor league form. I think they'll still Leipzig. They're a decent side. You've seen they've a soft underbelly. United absolutely smashed them. So yeah, no, I think Liverpool. I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool. Liverpool go through. I call Real against Atalanta.
Just before we go into that, sorry, Carl. Sorry, Anthony. Just before we go into that, I think the from the picks we had so far, I think the player of the tie nearly picks himself. Like Juve, Porto, I'd say everyone was going to pick Ronaldo. Dortmund, Sevilla, I'd say everyone was going to pick PSG, everyone's going to pick Mbappe. So we'll start
for Liverpool. I go Salah. Yeah.
So we'll start from now, will we?
Salah, Mane.
Salah, Mane.
Definitely Firmino. Why not him?
I love Firmino.
He's Mo. Anyways, Real Madrid, Atlanta. Atlanta again, like the way they've come from the last couple of years. They've scored the most goals in the Serie A last season. A manager the players are understanding his philosophy unreal. Again, they're narrowly losing 1-0 because of the result of the red card. Real Madrid. Are they the club that always seems to do this? Yes. Are they the club that look bad and manage to win? Yes. Will they go all the way is the question. But Real Madrid and Atlanta. I honestly think it's going to be a tough one. For me, I had down 1-0 again but I think it's going to be 1-0 to Atlanta. So it's going to go into penalties. I just honestly can't call it, boys.
I think Real Madrid. Atlanta are a good side, and their work rate's unreal and a good manager. I just think
If
Madrid,
Atlanta get one goal though, it'll change everything.
Madrid will just have enough about them to bring that away goal to get over the line. I think 2-1 Real Madrid, and my player to watch out for, I think Sergio Ramos to score is my prediction. I don't know what will he be.
Ramos is injured at the minute, Squish.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, well then, that's that prediction.
Benzema was out for the last time as well, wasn't he?
Is Ramos
they didn't really have a goal. That's why it was a 1-0 score. Atlanta got the red card, but
yeah.
Oh well, that's
it'll be decided on penalties. I can't decide it, but I think it's going to go to penalties.
Right.
Good fun.
I'll stick with me 2-1 Real Madrid. Didn't know Ramos was out.
Yeah,
knee injury.
Yeah, I know.
I was looking up
that Atalanta played well down to 10 men, but like that Real played without a few key players the other day. Like they had Lucas Vasquez and that was playing right back, wasn't he? And they did
a rake injury. I just didn't think. I knew that the rake injuries. I just didn't know.
What do you think, Anthony?
Yeah, I think Real will probably just sneak it, maybe 1-0 again. I think Real will go through. I don't know who for player of the game because again Real so many injuries. I actually, and I'll be honest, I don't really follow the Real side that closely anymore that I can really pinpoint anymore. I'd just be throwing out a name like Vinicius just because I know it. Do you know what I mean? Like if there's no Benzema, no Ramos, with Modric playing or.
I looked up Real Madrid's top scorers this season. Now I don't know whether it was only in La Liga or not, but Benzema's a good bit out in front. And then the next is Casemiro and Modric are second. Exactly. I think with 3 goals each. Do you know? So like that'll just show you the state. Like, do you know what I mean? This is Real Madrid we're talking about here. Like,
yeah.
That's I think Benzema has like 14 goals, and then Casemiro, Modric has 3 goals each.
Yeah,
like we're over 2/3 of the way into the season. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. If they don't have Benzema playing, who makes the difference? Toni Kroos maybe if he's playing, Modric, somebody like that. But look, I don't think it matters too much. Like we made our predictions anyway. City and Mönchengladbach. I think we all kind of know which way this one's going.
Yeah, I think. What is that?
I went City 4-0. I think they absolutely tied with the boys there in the first leg.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It was just they could have won it. They literally made them look like kids out on the pitch. Like, I went City 4-0. Probably the easiest one to pick out of all that, other than the Bayern Munich one, I'd say. And I think Phil Foden is going to be the man to watch. I can see him coming up with a goal or 2.
Yeah, like they're in all competitions. Mönchengladbach, not too bad in their league. They made Mönchengladbach look a bang average side. They contained them well in the first half. City, Bernardo Silva was the standout performer in this 2-0 win. I think, in the return fixture, City 3-0, and definitely. I think Mahrez or Bernard Mahrez to watch if he's starting. Mahrez, a flair player, offer, and his sister a goal, definitely. City they look like. Do you think that they could go on with it? Like, do you actually think this could be City's year? Do you think they could get? It depends on the next one, but to get Bayern Munich, for example, in the next round.
But it's Bayern. Like to me, it's only Bayern Munich that will stop City this year. No one else.
Yeah, look, I think City will go through easy. That Arsenal City game, the first 10 minutes. City, like talking about time with a team, that it was painful to watch. I was really happy with the Gladbach City game because Gladbach for the first half hour were absolutely just not even in the game, and it was even worse than the Arsenal game. So it was nice for me to see that. Look, I think City. See, again, I don't know if it'll be a high-scoring game because they're 2-0 up, and like that, they are that kind of side that know that they can conserve themselves and only have to step up a gear when required. I don't think Mönchengladbach are gonna require, like, they're not gonna make City have to go up a gear. So look, I think maybe 2-0 again. Pretty handy game. I think maybe De Bruyne is, he's trying to find his fitness again, only after coming back. I think he'll have a good game. I think he'll pull the strings in midfield and like that.
Bruyne always has a good game when he's on the pitch, though, doesn't he?
Exactly.
He's just such a good player.
That's it, right? Bayern Lazio on second last one.
It's like Bayern. In my opinion, Bayern are probably favourites to win it. Like not this tie, the outright. I think they're favourites to win it, and rightly so, probably. But like that's why I said City might win it, but Bayern are going to win this. I've another 4-0 put down for this one. I think Bayern are just, as Colin said earlier, they're so efficient. See that young lad, 17 years of age, Musiala.
Yeah, could have opted to play Fringen, but that was an article during the week there about not about him scoring the goal or anything like that. It was just about him choosing his nationality and who he can represent.
Did he choose? Yeah, no, he didn't. Did he choose?
He chose Germany. Yeah, he
did he?
Germany.
Oh yeah. Delighted.
And that's the thing with Bayern Munich, though. They always seem to nurture German players. They always seem to, if they come knocking on the door, chances are, Bayern Munich, I'm going to go to this. Like,
it's very, very rare you'd see a 17-year-old starting for Bayern Munich, though, as well. Because there's,
100%. They nurture all of experience. They were mad. Like, imagine if they got Hudson Odoi.
Yeah,
things would be even more.
But 17's very young. Be scoring, like to be starting in Champions League, last 16 or whatever. It's a good sign of things to come, I think.
As I said, I think the Bayern will make it to the final again this year. They look unbeatable. No matter what side they'll decide to throw out next round, I think they'll go through anyways. I think it'll be a comfortable result for them. I think it'll be 2-0. They like to arrest Lewandowski and the likes of Muller and Koeman. So I think it'll be 2-0 given if they bring them on and if the game is going 0-0. So I think, overall 6-1 on aggregate, Bayern will go through.
Yeah, sounds fair, yeah. Yeah, look, 2-0, I think. I'm just going to go maybe Kimmich. Kimmich as the standout player. He's just class. I know he's not very good. Probably the goal scorer, but he's just so good.
He's class. He's class.
Everyone would want him in their team. Like,
yeah.
Fact.
Yeah, cool. So look,
easy one there, no.
Easy, definitely. This is the tough one. Tough one for last.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go on.
I want to hear what you really think about this.
Lads, to tell you the truth, as I said already tonight, that I thought Atletico Madrid could actually go on and win this tournament. Now, that's not saying that they won't beat Chelsea and go on and do it, but I couldn't actually believe how well we played against them the other night. And they actually didn't play well at all. Now, and Jamie Disney actually made a good point there earlier that they actually have a few players coming back, and we're going to be missing Jorginho and Mason Mount, which are huge losses. Now, I know you have N'Golo Kante on the bench, who's like, he's a good lad to have coming in or whatever.
He should be starting.
I know. I think he should be starting as well. Personally, he's one of my favourite players. But we're getting the results, so you can't really say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. It is a results game.
That's just like if we weren't getting the results and he wasn't starting Kante, he'd be absolutely. Do you know what I mean? But the fact he's getting the results, no one can say anything to him. It's a results business at the end of the day. But I think the fact that Chelsea got the away goal, I think we'll go through just because of that. Because I can't see it being a high scoring game. Because we're going to be playing five. Well, we're going to be playing two wing backs. We're just so tight. We're not leaking goals.
It's the formation that you're playing very well. He's making like Alonso back in the team and Aspilicueta. Alonso question marks over him. And Christensen as well. Christensen was playing in this game. So I was thinking, what is Tuchel doing? Does he want to get himself knocked out? Is he just trying to do this to think that if he wins...
I didn't rate Christensen at all, but geez, he had a stormer against Atletico Madrid in the first game.
It's like he's bringing him in now, so like he's giving everyone a taste of, right, who can I actually trust? Right, do you know that sort of way? Establish who's good in what areas. But for this one, I actually do think it's going to stay the way it is. Aggregate Chelsea won 1-0 to get that. They literally... I don't think Atletico... See, the thing about it is, Luis Suarez, he can pop up. out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Get something. If they get an early goal, it changes the tie altogether. As you said earlier on, Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid have done this before. They've come from behind. They've
Oh,
beaten.
I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever.
For me, as I said, I think Chelsea will go through 1-0 still. There won't be any problems there when it comes to them at home. I know that'll be controversial to say, but just the way Tuchel has the Chelsea defence at this moment in time. He's without Mason Mount, but you do have other squad members that I'm sure can fill a job.
Yeah, just Mason Mount is I think he's our best player. He might be most gifted. I think he's so key to us. He's so hard working. He's so honest.
Yeah,
I love him.
He's a complete baller, and he's unreal at that.
He leaves everything out on the pitch every time. You can't say that about every Chelsea player.
So do you think it's going to stay the same?
I think it could be like 1-1. That's what I have down here. I think 1-1. I think Chelsea go through. I think it's going to be the away goal that gets us through.
Shout out to Leon and Matthew there, who would seem to know well about Chelsea and Atletico Madrid. Leon had a nephew there that used to play for them as well, so he's familiarised with Atletico Madrid.
Man, Leon. She loves you.
Lads, I'm delighted people are finding love in the chat room. It's great to see.
We're here for.
We're all promoting the love. In
Football from all backgrounds.
What do you think, Gato? What do you think of the Chelsea or Atletico Madrid game?
Yeah, look, what was Simeone doing? Like at one stage, I think he was playing 6 at the back. It was madness. I think Atletico have to go for it. I just don't think they're going to be capable. They're a defensive side, and I know it's only 1 goal in it. Yeah, I fancy Chelsea. It'll be narrow. Could be a 0-0 draw, but I think Chelsea are going to go through. I definitely do.
Jeez, I didn't think the two of you when I was doing this today. Now I thought the two of you be going to Atletico Madrid. I'm delighted.
Look, the reason it's very hard coming onto the show. I was thinking it's extremely kind of like it's not easy to say, but it's if you just take current form. But isn't it always kind of weird the way the way Uni Emery wins the Europa League with the likes of Sevilla, and if you look at their league position, it's cack. But then in Europe they have. Do you know what I mean? So European competitions and league competitions, Leicester done so well when they actually managed to qualify for Champions League. Then the following season, sack Ranieri, and then they still do all right, in Champions League. Isn't it just kind of? That's a
really good point, Colin, and that's exactly why I picked Jose Mourinho to win the Europa League with Spurs this year. They're going really bad in the league, but it's Mourinho this is what he does.
So here we have it. We have Erling Haaland as the top goal scorer in this year's Champions League, followed by Alvaro Morata back at Juventus. Then we have Marcus Rashford, who's 6 from 6. Look, we don't even want to talk about too much because we're not about. Neymar again, who can offer more goals with PSG, 6 at the minute. Again, boys, out injured at this time of the year in the competition. No surprises there. He is, I don't know what it is about that. That wrecked my head.
Oh, that's why I wouldn't want him at my club. I said it before.
Yeah, no. With all the things that come with him, I think he's.
What about this next man, though? What about this next man, Anto? This Arsenal reject. We took him in. We took him under our wing.
What are Arsenal doing this moment?
6 goals in five Champions League games. Legend.
So underrated.
I saw this compilation video the other night, and people were talking about the Giroud goal the other night against Atletico, and there was a lot of Arsenal fans crying, why did we get rid of Giroud? Look what he's doing. Someone put up this compilation video of Giroud in the Champions League for Arsenal, and my God, he wouldn't score in a brothel with an Arsenal shirt on his back in the Champions League.
The curse of the Arsenal shirt.
He was just, and I think, I've been saying it for a while as well. The way we were playing early in the season with the crosses and that, I was saying, no, Giroud is the exact striker we need. That season we finished second to Leicester. I think Giroud went 17 games without a goal, something crazy like that. He played up front for us. and we had Ozil and Sanchez in that team, and Ozil still had a load of assists that season, and Giroud still couldn't score to save. So, like, yeah, now he's a quality player, underrated.
Overall, who do you think will get Champions League top goal scorer?
Haaland.
Yeah, Haaland would go for it.
It's hard to see Morata.
Where's Ronaldo?
I don't think Rashford will get it anyway because he's in the Europa League.
Yeah.
Neymar's at his sister's birthday. Morata, I don't think. Yeah, Haaland, Ronaldo's surely there, is he? Well, Ronaldo's 4 goals in this year's Champions League.
But here, will Neymar be allowed to go to the birthday party since you can't travel for COVID and all that sort of stuff?
Different
party. And Brazilians love to party and the hurrahs and everything. That comes with it.
Well,
so yeah, look, that's it, lads. I think that's
it.
Well, it's a pleasure to be on tonight's show again. Thanks to the viewers. Please like and subscribe. Hit us up on Twitter.
Yeah.
We're trying our best to try and get things going with the help of StreamYard. I mean, without StreamYard, we wouldn't be on live shows. But yeah, here's some details here now for you for the Champions League.
Lads.
What?
You never even gave a prediction on who's going to win the tournament, and you're already trying to end it.
No, I was getting to that part yet, right? Definitely. It's just going to cause a massive shock.
I think D deserves a shout out here. All he wants is Jay Lings. That's all the man wants. 1 hour show, he said, every night.
Jay Lings.
He's the last.
Here, listen, I'll do a 1 hour podcast with Jay Lings if you buy all the clothing from me. Dress me up in Jay Lings clothing, and I'll do a podcast separately.
We should do it. I'd have no problem doing a 10-minute video of Jay Lings. But this is West Ham breakthrough season. Do you know? This is like it has to be. What age is he?
No, listen, we won't get carried away about Jay Lings just yet, right? Look to him from a
Leicester are looking at him.
Oh, Chelsea will too. Declan Rice with him as well.
Right, go on, give us your predictions. Who's going to win the tournament?
I think the spark of Pochettino will get that PSG thing going. I think they'll finally win. But as I said earlier, Bayern are the team to beat, so Bayern will retain the title.
Man City. I think it's going to be their year.
The squidgenuity on this one.
Right. You can just see Man City's season, and it started off a little bit slow, and they're just coming into form at the right time, I think. They're going to, look, Bayern Munich could win it easily. I just think Man City will win it.
Yeah, that's fair. Anto?
I think PSG will do it this year. I actually think they have the best squad left in it, to be honest. I know that's Man City, whatever, but I think Mbappe is just
he's a different animal, yeah.
Ruben Diaz, John Stones, whatever. Put them up against Mbappe. Who did they come up against in the Premier League that's even on Mbappe's level? In all fairness, Premier League, best league in the world.
Jeff Hendricks.
John O'Sullivan.
Name a striker in the Premier League even close to Mbappe.
Rashford's lightning, lad.
Yeah, he's no Mbappe.
You can't say Rashford after saying name a person who's close to Mbappe. You can't say that.
I said he's rapid. No one can.
As in a race.
As in a race.
Look, I'd say he'd be up there, but
Adama Traore would probably be the fastest player in the Premier League, I'd say, is he?
Yeah, 100%. He's just
you're a man, you're a squidgy boo.
Yeah, I think PSG. Look, they got to the final last year, even with a rubbish manager. So,
excuse me.
Yeah.
I know. Look, I wouldn't surprise me at all if PSG won it. As you said, they have a serious squad. And when you have the likes of Mbappe on your side and there's Neymar, even though I don't like him,
yeah,
you can win any game. Do you know what I mean?
Always a trap.
Look, they're going to win it eventually. They've got that money that, like, Man City are eventually going to win it.
They could win one eventually, but it mightn't be with Mbappe in their side because he could be gone if they don't win this season.
City go on and buy Haaland and Mbappe.
But look, Chelsea proves if you just keep throwing money at something, you'll be successful eventually.
Pity. I'd wait for the sport Arsenal and just never throw money at anything. Like,
hey, at least when we do it, we're doing it the right way.
Clubs actually get very little from in the Champions League, don't they?
I can't wait till you do it again. Thursday night football.
Can we see it neck a whole one of the bottles there, please? Can we see it just choke the whole thing for the viewers?
If Spurs win the Europa League and Man City win the Champions League, I'll make a bottle of Lomza. I'm doing it now.
Alright, I'll like a bottle of something as well.
Sponsored by Lomza.
Yeah,
sponsored by Lomza.
If anybody's watching and they happen to have connection to anybody working at Lomza, tag them in the video. With
the way I'm going through the bottles, there's a good chance they're already on to me.
Republic of Football sponsored by Lomza.
That sounds all right. Yeah, I'll drink food and no bother at all.
Right, lads. I think we're good now, right?
Yeah,
we're good to go, boys.
Wrap it up there.
Thanks to all the viewers. Thanks to everyone. Please share it with everyone. Like, subscribe. Hashtag ROF for anyone on the Twitter scene. We're only a new channel trying to get up and go and talk all things football. Thanks very much.
Squid, you said it, man. Appreciate it, lads. Enjoy being on the show.